Star Wars 7x7, episode 2314. So we've had the first Mando Monday event that comes after the debut of a Mandalorian episode, and it tells us a little bit about how they're going to be approaching this season, and maybe does it tell us something about the season going forward? We'll address all of that right here. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So, Mando Mondays, it's that thing where they are releasing a whole bunch of merchandise related to The Mandalorian. There's already been 2 Mando Mondays before yesterday. Yesterday was the 3rd Mando Monday, and yesterday was also the first Mando Monday that took place after an episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian had come out. Now, from a storytelling perspective, we don't have anything new just yet. What we have seen that could relate to future storytelling opportunities, future reveals, is that they do seem to be very driven to merchandise just about every single aspect of a given episode. So, for example, because we had the Marshal on Friday, here we are the following Monday when I'm recording this, so Tuesday when this episode drops. And just to give you a couple of examples, there's a t-shirt that has a picture of the Krayt Dragon on it. There are a couple of other Krayt Dragon pieces of merchandise. There's, say, a Funko that shows the Mandalorian and the child riding on a bantha, and there's a lot of Cobb Vanth stuff. But there's actually one thing about Cobb Vanth, or at least that they could have put out, that isn't out yet, and that's an action figure. And the reason why I'm flagging that particular thing is because usually the action figures come with some sort of description about the character that might tell us a little bit more, not necessarily about the character, but also about what is going to happen with that character in the storyline. And so no Cobb Vanth action figure announcement, so we're a little bit in the dark about whether he's going to play any sort of future role in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. And I think that's kind of what's confusing about this whole Mando Monday merchandising blitz, is because the fact that they have so much Cobb Vanth stuff, it's hard to look at it and decide whether you think it's just because they're merchandising it or because there's an importance to Cobb Vanth in the whole Season 2 and possibly beyond storyline. Like, would they be investing this kind of merchandising muscle behind a character that was just going to show up once and never be seen again? Or would they do it because they have bigger plans for him? And I don't know if that'll be answered anytime soon. I mean, the official Shop Disney account on Friday the 30th tweeted out, among other things, that they had no idea whether there would be a Cobb Vanth action figure. And that sort of comment, that takes a lot. I mean, somebody has to be willing to approve the notion of saying, yeah, we have no idea if there will be a Cobb Vanth action figure, as opposed to just not saying anything about it at all, which is a much safer way for a giant entertainment property to go. So, yeah, I guess I'm kind of leaning on the maybe he's not going to come back side, but then again, as we've seen already, Lucasfilm and The Mandalorian certainly have shown a propensity to go back to characters that they have previously introduced us to, not just in previous stories, but also even in Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Now, there is one other character who has not been mentioned in any of the Mando Monday stuff one way or the other, and we will get to him in just a moment. Before I do, though, just one last little note about the fact that it is Election Day in the United States. Today is the last day for in-person voting. Mail ballots can still be coming in and be counted. In fact, from what I've gathered, military ballots coming in from overseas may not arrive until after Election Day, and so those ones still need to be counted as well. If you are voting in person, though, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of the people around you. Don't forget to bring a mask with you and observe all of the rules of your local polling places. Don't wear any stuff that sides with one candidate or the other, because they could call that electioneering and refuse you entrance to the polls. Don't do anything that would prevent you from being able to exercise your right to vote, and please stay safe. All right, so this is your last spoiler warning. If you haven't yet seen The Marshal, if you haven't watched that episode yet, then save this for a later date. Otherwise, we're going to dive right in. So that character who appears at the very end of the episode, who is presumably Boba Fett, has not actually been confirmed, but man, wouldn't it be funny if it was just a random clone trooper that managed to escape to Tatooine and had been living out his days, like, undercover from everyone and, you know, not dealing with anyone, or if it was a Bad Batch survivor or something like that. But no, pretty sure it is Boba Fett. I mean, every reason to think that it is. And played by Tamura Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones. Nothing in the merchandise whatsoever related to Boba Fett or related to Tamura Morrison's character. Tamura Morrison's, that's going to start wrapping my tongue in knots. Nothing related to his character appearing in merchandise, so that does make me wonder if we have seen the last of this character, because the way that they are merchandising some of the things that they already have for the Marshal, well, I can't imagine why they haven't done anything with Tamura Morrison's character just yet. So I think that is probably to come, which means that he is probably not done with this season either. And that is going to do it for our look at the first Mando Monday to arrive after an episode of The Mandalorian has come out. And that is going to be it for today's episode of the show as well. Thank you so much for joining me for it, as always. And may the Force be with you, wherever in the world you may be.
Star Wars 7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2020 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.